The FAANG stocks are some of the biggest stocks in the United States and the biggest stocks in the entire world. However, they continue to grow at an exponential rate. They even outpace the markets despite being the biggest companies in the world. These stocks are Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Microsoft. In today's video, we're going to be ranking these stocks and seeing which stocks are the best and which stocks are the worst. If you enjoy the video, remember to like and subscribe, and remember nothing in this video is financial advice. For the worst stock out of the FAANG stocks, and I do still think this stock is pretty good, but it is my least favorite, it is Facebook. Facebook, as many of you already know, is a technology giant and a platform that allows individuals to share photos and connect with friends. It primarily acquires revenue from advertisements and has been growing at a rapid pace. Facebook has grown 33% year over year in total revenue, and as we can see, its daily active users are 1.84 billion, which is 11% year over year growth, which is insane. This means around 1/3 of the entire globe is using Facebook, which is a massive amount, and I'm surprised it continues to grow at this rate. It's already an $800 billion company, however, it keeps on growing. Analysts are also pretty bullish on this stock, giving it a price target of $345 by the end of this year, which is 10% upside, which is pretty good, given it's already climbed up about 10% so far this year, so that's 20% in 1 year, which is very, very good. However, I have placed Facebook at rank 6, and it is my least favorite stock, and this is due to the amount of controversy revolving around the stock. There was Russian collusion in the 2016 election that is debated. However, many people blame Facebook for this. Moreover, Myanmar officials have used Facebook for harmful reasons to cause cultural genocide, and there's even been a massive data breach in Facebook recently, and they tend to be in the courts a lot. I've seen Mark Zuckerberg in a lot of court hearings. Moreover, Facebook has substantial regulation on it. The EU regulated Facebook's data storage, and they provided users with the ability to delete their own data. This took a hit to Facebook's revenues, and if we see more countries do this, it will take even more of a hit. Australia are trying to do this right now, and this will hurt the stock in the long term. Also, Facebook already has 1.84 billion users. This is a third of the globe or a quarter of the globe, and basically it's going to be difficult to continue growing at this insane pace. How many people can actually use Facebook? However, overall, I do still think Facebook is a good stock. It's just my least favorite of the FAANG stocks. For rank 5, I've put in Netflix. Netflix is an American streaming platform that many of you would have. It costs $16 a month, and it has 13,500 plus titles. It has tons of hit shows like Tiger King, The Umbrella Academy, and Parasite. So Netflix has tons of stuff on it and heaps of Netflix originals that can only be found on Netflix. Netflix has also experienced some insane year-over-year growth, with 21.5% year-over-year growth during the pandemic, showing that this massive stock is continuing to grow despite being a $225 billion market cap. However, Netflix does have a pretty high cost of revenue. Analysts have given this a 12% upside with a price target of $620 by the end of this year, which is pretty solid, and it still means they are very bullish on this stock. However, I've put it at rank 5 for a few distinct reasons. Netflix has significant competition with Disney+, Stan, and Amazon Prime, and it looks like they will only get more competition in the space, and I do think places like Amazon Prime have a chance at beating out Netflix. Netflix has also experienced significant user growth during the pandemic, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that taper off. And Netflix doesn't advertise on their platform, they only get money from subscriptions. However, advertising would mean they would probably get less subscriptions, so it's not as profitable as you may think. Netflix also have a huge cost of revenue. They produce so many Netflix originals, and this is so costly. So all this does is make Netflix lose more and more money, and it makes it difficult for me to see this as a very, very good stock. Regardless, it still remains a very solid company and one that is definitely worth taking a look at. For rank 4, I've got Microsoft, and I think Microsoft is a very good company. However, there's a few reasons why I've put it at rank 4. Many of you would already know Microsoft. It's an American technology company. It holds Windows, Office, Excel, PowerPoint, and more, and of course, all of you have used this. It has cloud services with Microsoft Azure, which captures a potential 50 billion devices by 2030. These cloud services are going to be very profitable going into the future. However, it does face competition from some of the other FAANG stocks. Azure helps process data for organizations, and more than 1 billion devices use Windows right now, so Microsoft is huge. Microsoft recently acquired LinkedIn with over 433 million users, so Microsoft are seeking to constantly expand. They have a market cap of 1.9 trillion, making them the second or the third biggest company in the entire world, depending on what you look at, and they have a PE ratio of 38, which isn't even too high for some of the stocks right now. However, it is quite high regardless. They have revenue of 153 billion and 131 billion in cash, and they estimate to earn 161 billion in 2021 and 164 billion in 2022. So they are estimating their revenue to actually slow down a little bit and not grow that much as they did during the pandemic. This is one of the reasons why I've made them rank 4 and not rank 1. They have a price target of $282 a share on them, which is pretty high, and it's 13% upside from here. However, I have put them at rank 4. They have high competition from Apple. They have high competition in cloud computing. They have Xbox, which has very high competition with the PlayStation, and I do believe the PlayStation is a little bit better. And Microsoft have made many failed acquisitions which have not helped their business at all, such as Nokia, Skype, Aquantive, and LinkedIn could be one of them if we go off their past history. However, they are a very solid company with numerous technological developments, such as their cloud computing services, and I still do believe they can do quite well going into the future. Now, let's get into rank 3, and I do believe this is definitely one of the better FAANG stocks, and this is Google. Google specializes in internet-related services and products. Now, one of the big reasons why I've got it at rank 3 is it is very monopolistic in nature. Google is the primary search engine facing little competition. It doesn't even matter how many new search engines come up, everyone just automatically uses Google. That's just how it works. You are not going to use something else but Google. Everyone uses Google, and it looks like that will remain. They've already made such a big mark over the internet, and it does look like that will continue. Google also owns YouTube, which I am very bullish on, as YouTube is consistently getting more and more creators and generating more and more revenue. YouTube really does seem like it will be huge in the future, and it already is huge. Google also has a cloud service, and they make money primarily from advertisements. As you can see, their revenues have been increasing around 20% year over year, which is very, very solid for a huge company like this, and I do think it can continue. Google have a price target of $2,400 on them, which is only 7% upside. However, Google have already ran up so much this year, so it does make sense to me why this price target is there on Google. So, why have I got it in rank 3? And this is mainly because of all of its benefits. Firstly, Google is extremely monopolistic in nature, and it will likely remain so in the future. YouTube is really great for Google right now. Google also has some freakish debt to equity and current ratios and some insane financials because it is a purely internet company, which is very good for it. It has tons of cash on hands and more so than the other FAANG stocks. Google does, however, face some regulation issues and privacy and data issues, and it has seen itself in the courts a few times, and this is why it is not rank 1, rather rank 3. For rank 2, we have Apple, and I think Apple is fantastic. Many of you already know what Apple is. It makes all of the Macs, the iPhones, Apple TV, Apple Watch, iCloud, Apple Pay, AirPods, Apple Arcade, and Apple Music, and it even has an Apple Card, so it literally has anything. It continues to innovate the entire time. It has 506 Apple stores, and it has 1.65 billion Apple products currently in use, which is insane. It benefits primarily from subscription-based revenue with Apple One, Apple Music, and Apple More, and also mainly from mobile phone sales. Now, why I'm so bullish on Apple, and I believe it's ranked 2, is because of the growth opportunities. 5G is going to be rolled out very, very soon. 5G is 10 to 100 times the speed of 4G, and the Chinese government is already prioritizing this. By 2026, 5G is expected to cover 60% of the globe, and it looks like we're going into a 5G supercycle. Of course, Apple is primed to benefit off this with a market capitalization of $2.27 trillion relative to the next closest competitor being Samsung with only $300 billion. So Apple is way in the lead. They have also announced 4 new models with 5G technology, and it really does look like they have a bright future to exploit this supercycle. We also know whenever 3G, 4G, 5G comes out, Apple's stock really goes higher and higher, and I expect this time to be no different. They make the majority of their money off iPhones, however this iPhone revenue did slightly drop year over year due to the pandemic. With this clearing up and 5G, I expect this to change. Regardless, they still did increase revenue, which is very good. The analysts have a $151 price target on this stock, which is 14% upside, which is a massive upside for this stock, and it should easily outperform the market in the analysts' opinions, which is what I like to see. So, why rank 2? Of course, the 5G opportunity and their continued development, and the company just keeps innovating. They're even potentially planning to launch electric vehicles. They have solid financials and a large advantage over the competition, so that is why I've put it rank 2. Now, for rank 1, I believe this is the best FAANG stock, and this is Amazon. Amazon has a massive market opportunity going into the future. The size of the global cloud computing market is expected to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 17.5%, and Amazon Web Services is the leader in cloud computing. E-commerce penetration in the United States is also 19.2%. In places like China, this is 40%, and this grows every year. Amazon has not even captured that much of this market. Well, they've captured a lot of the e-commerce market. However, the e-commerce market has not even captured that much of the total retail market just yet. E-commerce sales grew by 32% during the pandemic. However, I do believe a lot of people realize that they can buy things online, and they will continue to do so in the future, and it will continue growing. And worldwide e-commerce sales are approaching $5 trillion. Of course, you know what Amazon is. It's a big e-commerce company that many of you would have used, and it provides fast door delivery of basically any items to individuals all around the world, and primarily in the United States. It offers Amazon Prime, which includes free shipping of over 100 million items, and Amazon Prime includes a whole bunch of other stuff like TV, Twitch, and music, which is very good for the company. And of course, Amazon Web Services is the biggest cloud computing platform in the world, used by tens of millions of large customers. Now, despite Amazon's huge market cap of $1.6 trillion, net sales increased by 44% in 2020, and everything seems to be going very well. $386.1 billion relative to $280 billion last year is no joke, and the analysts believe it can keep going. Their price target on Amazon is $4,115. This is a 31% upside. They believe this stock will go insane, and they see what I do. They see the future in this stock. So, as I've said, e-commerce is a huge market opportunity, and that's why it's rank 1, and cloud computing is a huge opportunity, and they seem to have the advantage over the other FAANG stocks right now. It is continuous high growth, even better than all the other FAANG stocks, and the analysts believe it will do better. However, a few risks are e-commerce is a bit low margin, and they are subject to regulation and subject to competition in other countries like Kogan, Mercado Libre, all of these e-commerce companies in other countries. However, they're the biggest player in e-commerce, a market which will continue to grow. That's why I'm so bullish. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and remember, all of these stocks are very good. I've just given my subjective opinion of which ones I believe are the best and which ones I believe are the worst. Thanks for watching.